So I'm here with an update about the way of the willow, the eldership, healing our eldership for these times. And what's really interesting is we've been really deep, literally deep embedded in the earth, connecting with the memories of the origin. And what's happening now is, as Earth herself is starting to stir. It's late January here, but already she's starting to stir. The snowdrops here are already out, about a month earlier than they usually are. So there's these stirrings that start to happen underground, long before we see any evidence of that. Usually, above ground, roots get deeper. Um, I do tree work, and one of the things, and as well with gardening, is it's best to do things in the winter because then you're supporting the roots to get deeper because the energy is then going down rather than when the energy is trying to move up to create leaf. You're working against that. So, looking at those cycles. So there's kind of this time, where there's things are starting to very quietly, in the unseen places, start to stir. And this is kind of where we find ourselves in. If we imagine ourselves as being a seed, and that life is starting to happen. It's not quite maybe burst through the skin or the shell of the seed yet. And when it does, the first thing that usually comes out is the root, because the root needs to go down and be strong enough to support the shoot, which is tender and vulnerable, and that goes above the ground, and it needs to be able to survive above the ground. And what we're looking at is on these paths of growth. So the way of the willow works with the triple feminine. So the maiden, mother, crone. But, the masculine also has a triple aspect. So, but it's the feminine energy. Okay. So we all have feminine energy within ourselves, but we're looking specifically at the triple aspect of that. So the path of growth, if you look at it from a linear perspective, is we're a child, then we become an adult, and then we get older. That's usually the way that's the way things happen in linear time. But what we start to realize is when we're on this path of growth, and as we advance on it, it's not as simple as that. There's this paradox that starts to happen because we're returning back to our own innocence. We're giving birth to ourselves. So of our own divine child, our sort of our soul aspects, and which are rooted in our ancestry, in our soul memory. And so the reverse is happening as well. We are coming from something really ancient into something really new and young and vibrant. And so this is the paradox of the path of growth that we're currently experiencing in the way of the willow. So at this moment in time, I believe I'll be running it again next year, starting in November. But let's wait and see. A lot could happen in 2026 yet. But I thought I really wanted to just pop on and share that. Sending you much love from my heart to yours.